Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. You are in for a real treat for today's Discovery presentation. We have our Senior VP of Marketing with us to give you a little bit more information on how we support you through those efforts. Mishelle Payne, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Of course. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here. Thank you to everyone who joined today. Thank you for your interest in HomeWell. And I have a lot of information to share, so I'm just going to get right into it. Let me get this screen going right here. And are we good there, Christina? Perfect. All right, awesome. All right, so again, my name is Mishelle Payne. I'm the Senior Vice President here at HomeWell, Senior Vice President of Marketing here at HomeWell. And before we begin, I did want to just give you a little bit of background about myself. I live in Northern Virginia along with my husband and our 2 kids and a rescue dog, and we live about 45 miles outside of DC. And this week I celebrated my 3rd year anniversary here at HomeWell. And when I started here, I actually started out as a contractor. So technically I started in December, but I was originally brought on to redesign our logo and establish brand guidelines and design templates and things of that nature. But luckily, throughout that process, we realized that I had actually found my next corporate home here at HomeWell, and I was able to join an official capacity and join the team that May. So, building brands has become a passion of mine and something I've always gravitated to throughout my career. And I have been very fortunate to be part of some really great companies. So prior to HomeWell, I was part of a team who rebranded a hotel chain called Woodspring Suites. And that experience was a bit similar to when I first started here at HomeWell, in that it was a really great product, but the branding needed to evolve. And so we got to work on it. We built a great team who elevated it in the marketplace. And the result proved to be so successful that Choice Hotels purchased us 3 years later. So then I worked at Choice Hotels for a year prior to coming to HomeWell. And that's really where I got my grounding in franchising. In between Choice and HomeWell, I also did some brand work for Extended Stay America and Charisma Hotels for the Nickelodeon and Margaritaville brands. And then prior to Woodspring, I worked at Rosetta Stone, where I supported a handful of products in the digital space. And I got to work on some amazing creative, from writing and directing commercial spots to working with our partners at Amazon and Disney and DreamWorks and Vice. And it was just a fantastic creative environment. And then prior to that, I spent the majority of my career at Carfax Vehicle History Reports, where I led the creative team there and helped establish the brand as we grew, and got to have my hand in the creation of the Carfax as well that you see on their ads today. So that was a lot of fun. And that is a really simplified version of my background, but what that should give you is the sense that I'm very passionate about building brands and strong design and telling brand stories that consumers build emotional connections with. And that's what my team is doing here at HomeWell as well. So if you're joining us today, you've probably been looking into home care for a while and either wondering if it's the right industry for you, or if you know it's the right industry, you're wondering if you should do it on your own or should you become part of a franchise model. So I'm excited to share with you how we approach supporting our franchise owners from a marketing perspective so that you can really see the benefits of being part of a franchise model. So let's start a bit with talking about the power of a brand. And I could honestly just talk all day about building brands and the importance of brand consistency and protecting the integrity of the brand, but we have limited time today, so I won't do that to you. But at HomeWell, we drive this message home with our franchise owners so that we collectively keep this top of mind at all times. And you'll notice in the home care industry that no one has really invested in the brand the way that we have. And obviously, we want to maintain this aspect that makes us a standout in the industry. Looking at a few stats here, right? We have 77% of consumers say they will buy from brands who share the same values as they do. 81% of consumers say they need to be able to trust the brand in order to buy from them. And this level of trust is even more heavily weighted in this personal industry like ours. This is really where our trusted care, true compassion tagline comes into play, right? Because trusted care and true compassion is our tagline because families who live 280 miles away want to know that their loved one is being well taken care of. Our owners aren't sending caregivers to clients' homes to just do a checklist and clock their hours. We provide the best care we can because we want all of our clients to thrive. And that's why we're here. So if you're thinking about what kind of franchise to own, and I know our Fran Dev team includes this in their process, right? But you want to make sure you know your why. So do you want to be part of a business that makes you money, or do you want to have one that makes you money, but is also making a difference in the lives of others and in your community? And if it's the latter, you are definitely in the right place. Now, I could tell you that HomeWell is a data-driven company. We did extensive research to develop the brand into what you see today. A brand's identity really carries powerful and universal values that make it recognizable, ownable, and distinctive. And it's not just about the logo, it's the look, the feel, the delivery mechanisms that gives us personality and draws people in to make an emotional connection. And part of making that connection as a brand is the way we talk about ourselves. That's our brand voice. And you might be wondering, well, what is HomeWell's brand voice? So I like to think that we are classic and soulful, like Ray Charles, mixed with an emotional storyteller like Adele, and maybe even a bit of Dave Grohl, because we're bringing some personality to the home care industry. And now, whether these singers resonate with you or not, the point is, just as important as our name and our visual identity is how we talk about ourselves and what we have to say. HomeWell has gone from this brand on the horizon stature several years ago and moved into this emerging brand status over these last few years. And we're at the point where we're starting to even outgrow that stage. So I can tell you that one of our goals at HomeWell is to become true thought leaders in the industry. So from a marketing and brand perspective, it's important that we have a voice, that voice is consistent, and it's important that we continue to differentiate ourselves. So in addition to our brand identity, one of the ways that we do differentiate ourselves is through our brand programs. Now, we call these our signature programs, which signals to customers and consumers that these are specially designed by HomeWell. These programs take a proactive approach to tackling some of the biggest challenges of aging. LEAP, which stands for Life Enrichment Activities Program, helps address senior isolation and depression and the typical reduction in activity that we see from seniors as they worry about being able to do certain activities safely if no one else is around. We're talking about things like going on long walks, golfing, gardening, cooking, going to sporting events or craft fairs. All of these things can be done through the LEAP program with the companionship of a caregiver so that they feel safe and engaged. Sure Step is our fall prevention program. It is expertly developed to identify and address the complex causes of falls. So things like physical inactivity, home environment, vision, medication adherence, prior fall history, and more. HomeWell's care managers assess a client's risk, then create a customized fall prevention and home care program that addresses them holistically to protect their quality of life at home. And then Go HomeWell is our post-medical care program. This is designed to assist a client with their transition from the hospital or rehab facility. So hospitals and rehab facilities love this program because they want to make sure that they don't see that patient that they just released back in their facility. Readmissions reflect very poorly on them, and the insurance companies don't like it, right? So HomeWell helps ease this transition home by front-loading the amount of care that a client receives when they first go home, and then follows a tapered care plan until the client is able to regain independence and manage life at home on their own. So these are really wonderful differentiators for us as a brand. And there are also excellent additional revenue sources for our franchise owners. Not to mention that we provide all the training and tools and resources that our owners need to sell these programs in their local markets. Now, HomeWell Cares is another differentiator for us. This is our community education initiative. And we recently updated this logo. So if you look on the website, you may not see this version just yet because we're working through overhauling the content and the design of that page as well. But this initiative has existed for quite a while in the form of handouts, flyers, presentations for our franchisees to leverage. And it covered topics like heart health, stroke awareness, senior financial fraud awareness, things of that nature. And all these training and educational materials still exist, but we realized that we had an opportunity to make it even more of a robust program. So moving forward, HomeWell Cares will have a renewed focus on generating educational initiatives in the forms of new content on the website, which will help with our SEO. It will become a resource center with free downloads that we're calling trusted tips and trusted guides. These will be around a variety of industry and home care topics that, again, will just really help designate HomeWell as an industry thought leader. And while we as a brand, we of course will leverage this resource center as a place to drive web traffic, our franchisees will of course have the ability to leverage them in their local markets as well. Now, every year we hold an annual conference, and this gives all of our franchisees the opportunity to network together. They hear presentations from the executive team, they participate in roundtables and breakout sessions. And it's a really great event that our system we look forward to it every year. And due to COVID, we actually had to take a pause. We did one virtually in 2020, and this past year was the first time we were in person in 2 years. And it was fantastic. We just had our conference about 3 weeks ago. And I share this with you because the theme of it was the power of one. And, we are one united team with one goal and one passion. But I like to look beyond using this as a conference theme because the power of one is really the mindset that any successful franchise organization needs to have. And I think it's truly embedded in the HomeWell culture because everything we do from a franchisor perspective is done with the goal of helping our owners succeed and keeping our brand strong. And we provide all the people, tools, and resources we can to our system to help achieve this. Now, the Marketing Hub and the DAM are prime examples of us being united in this power of one mindset. This is a platform that we have that hosts all of our marketing, sales, digital marketing assets, and collateral for our franchisees to use. And you'll see rotating on this slide here examples of some of the items you'll find on there. And by using these materials on the hub and the assets on the DAM, which stands for Digital Asset Manager, by the way, all of HomeWell is speaking with a common brand voice. We all have a consistent look and feel. And the materials all tell the what and the why of HomeWell. And our owners can customize pieces to have their service areas and contact information on them, so then they become the who, right? And then when you incorporate our HomeWell sales training, you also get the how, right? So that's one of the benefits of being part of a franchise owner, right? You do not have to create or figure out how to do any of this on your own. You're part of a national brand, and we've done all of these things for you. So, it wouldn't make sense if we sold franchises and said, okay, well, here's a Word or PDF document, go, fill it out and say whatever you want. We'd have all these owners saying different things and the brand would be diluted. We're not interested in really being the power of some. We want to be the power of one, and for all of us to be speaking with a common voice. So the Marketing Hub does that, and it's truly created for our owners to make their marketing lives easier. So let's talk a bit about what your online presence would look like if you were to become a HomeWell owner. Now, all of our agencies have a dedicated online presence at homewellcares.com. And our content strategy ensures that you see consistent messaging throughout all of our consumer-facing touch points, both online and offline. So the messaging you see in the collateral from the hub is very similar to what we're saying online. So when you think about what a person wants when they're looking for home care, is they really want that trusted expertise and they want that peace of mind. So we try to give that to our consumers in a couple of different ways. One is in the way that we position ourselves as a growing national brand, and the other is how the owners get to position themselves by telling their story and the story of their business. So internally, we assist with writing that background and bio, and we include it on your agency page so that potential clients can make that personal connection with you. And just this year, we also started creating About Us videos, which you can see here in this screenshot. This is our owner in Lexington, Kentucky, Rob Reister. We did a video with him telling his story, and we have added that to his page. So it's personal touches like this that make it your agency page versus looking exactly like the other home care competitors in your area. And one other piece of information that I'd like to add is that starting in June, we'll be kicking off the development of a new website. Now, the current one launched about 3 years ago, and we honestly have just evolved so much in that time that we realized we needed something different. than what we currently have. So the new one will be better built for scale. It'll be better built for SEO, and we'll be able to tell our story a bit better, both on the brand and the agency side. So all in all, just built to handle our evolution and support us all better as a brand. And I'm really excited to get that project underway. In addition to having a well-built site, it's important for our agencies to know how their site is performing. And we realize, of course, that digging into Google Analytics isn't in everyone's wheelhouse. So that's why we've created Data Studio dashboards for all of our agencies. And if you're not familiar, Data Studio is an online tool used to create customized reports and dashboards that help simplify the Google Analytics data so that it's more readily available and just more easy to digest. With Data Studio dashboard, you're able to see your traffic. You learn all about your site visitors. You can find out if they're new or returning visitors, how long they stay on your site, what kind of device they're using, their location, whether they're coming to you through paid or unpaid digital marketing channels. And this kind of insight can really be helpful when it comes to deciding where to spend your marketing dollars. So if this kind of information does not really fall into your area of expertise, that's okay. First off, once you take a look at it, it's very intuitive. You'd be surprised at how simple it is. But second, our owners all have a dedicated franchise business coach who they meet with regularly, and they are well versed in all of these things that I'm covering with you today. So even if you go through onboarding training, you always have someone to help you. And if your FBC doesn't know, they always know who to go at corporate for the answer, to get that answer for you. Now, as a brand, we also set up and established the Google My Business and Facebook pages for all of our agencies. And we set them up as the brand level, but all of our owners have access to them and have the ability to manage them so that they have control of the content that gets pushed through these channels. And I don't know what other industries you all are looking at in terms of franchising, but I can tell you, coming from a hospitality franchising background, that a lot of franchises don't allow this level of management. Many franchisors just own these channels and push brand content to them, and that's it. But at HomeWell, we allow our owners access to those pages so that they can market their business and tell their story. And we really encourage it because our industry is so personal, and your marketing and sales are very hyper local compared to other industries. So it just makes sense that we allow our franchisees to do this. LinkedIn, we actually do not set up for you, but your FBC does work with you to get it established so that you have a presence on there as well. And while we encourage our owners to post on these channels frequently, we do post branded content on these channels at the corporate level at least 3 times a week. That way your channels don't look dark and you look like you're an active business. If, let's say, you get busy and don't post as often as you like. We also set out monthly content calendars, so that way you know ahead of time the topics that we're posting that month. And we also provide our owners with ideas and assets for their posts as well. So again, if social media and digital marketing are outside of your comfort zone, that is okay too. We do offer training resources and webinars on how to do it. We have digital agency partners who know the brand and can help you in your online digital marketing efforts as well. The way we post to our social media channels is through a platform called Sochi. And the thing about Sochi it's really great. We use it at the corporate level. All of our franchisees also have access to it as well. So they can manage their social media posts and build a content calendar right there in the platform. And its reach extends beyond social media as well. It's really a 3-in-1 platform where they manage their online listings and reviews. And if you're not familiar, I'll share with you that local listings management, this is the process of continuously updating and maintaining a business's location data across online directories. So websites, other consumer-facing platforms, all those things so that potential customers, web crawlers, search engines, all those things, they can find you, they verify you, and they can help promote your business. So let's say, for instance, you move your office, or you change your hours, or maybe you close early for bad weather. You simply update it on the Sochi platform, and all of that information gets pushed anywhere else, and that's where it's connected online. So, another example would be if you've ever Googled a business and they had different hours listed where, they had maybe they were off by a couple hours from Google compared to Facebook, right? Those folks, they are not using a listings management platform. So Sochi ensures that all of those hours are always consistent no matter where you're found. Review management means that all reviews that get posted on Facebook, Google, Yelp, and many others all get pooled into this one platform so that you can monitor and respond to them from one central place versus having to go to each one of those sites individually. So that is just a huge time saver and a really great way to manage your online reputation. The platform also provides insights like trends, keywords, sentiments related to your business on those channels. It's pretty intuitive as well. So again, this might seem intimidated if digital marketing isn't your thing, but we are well versed in training, and your FBCs will know how to help assist you as well. And probably one of the biggest and most intimidating aspects of marketing your business is digital marketing. Our franchisees, we often hear this from them, that their familiarity with it really runs the gamut. Some know nothing about it and have no idea how to get started. Some, honestly, they want to ignore it and pretend like it doesn't even exist. Some understand certain aspects of it, but not all. And some are completely competent and simply use an agency that they've had a relationship with in their past corporate lives. And so they just pull them over to do their digital marketing for their agency. And all of these scenarios are perfectly fine, and we're here to help. One of the ways that we offer digital marketing support is providing 3 vetted digital marketing agencies for our owners to choose from to partner with. And during the openings process, we encourage our owners to speak with all 3 of them just to determine which one will fit them best. Because it's important when you hire anyone to support your HomeWell agency that they understand the brand, your goals, and feel like an extension of your team. And so there are obvious benefits that come with using one of our digital partners. They already know the brand, so your campaigns will ramp up much faster than using an agency who has to learn the brand. You'll get up and running. You'll start seeing results probably up to 2 months faster than if you're using someone that doesn't know HomeWell at all. My team also meets with them regularly so that we have an understanding of who's doing what in their local markets and what that performance looks like. And we also work together to better support our owners and figure out how to optimize their campaigns. They also work with us to create educational webinars, which you can attend throughout the year to just assist you in the digital marketing space. Another way we support the brand is through PR. Now, this was an area of focus for us this year, and we made significant strides in getting our name out there and driving brand awareness. So if you go to homewellcares.com or even homewellfranchising.com, you'll see articles, awards, blogs, and more. And this year, we also made our national television debut and participated in a segment of Designing Spaces, which runs on Lifetime Television. Now, this segment featured our SVP of Training and Brand Programs, Mishelle Payne, and one of our owners in Austin, Texas, Ronnie Taylor. And they did an incredible job representing HomeWell and gave a very realistic view to the challenges of our owners and all those issues that the clients face, and HomeWell helps them with every single day. The great thing about the Designing Spaces segment is that it wasn't just about the HomeWell brand. We love giving our owners the opportunity to be the face of HomeWell. With much of our PR efforts, of course, do start at the brand level, but it's important to us that we include our owners as much as we can. And many of our owners get hits of their own at their local level, which I just love to see. So this slide just shares some examples of podcasts, news articles, awards, magazine cover hits that our franchisees were part of this year. And this is Team HomeWell right here, right? And all of these efforts just help strengthen our brand voice while collectively getting our name out there as industry thought leaders. And not to mention, it also helps our digital footprint as well. Now, when people talk about marketing, you typically look at it through a funnel structure, right? That goes from the top down, that takes a customer from the awareness level all the way down through action, right? Becoming a customer, and loyalty, being loyal to the brand. In the home care industry, once the client works their way through that funnel, we want to enter this mode of this flywheel model. The flywheel focuses on growth through consistent relationship building with your referral sources, good customer service and word of mouth, right? So you see that on the left here. Now, likewise, I want all of our owners to look at their level of engagement here at HomeWell as a flywheel model too. And I could probably break this into different, multiple sections, but at the core, we have the brand as our foundation. And if you follow our model and leverage the marketing resources we have for you and participate in the sales and ops training and continue to meet with your FBC at regular intervals, you're going to be set up for success. There is constant opportunity for engagement and support for our owners because, quite frankly, we're not successful if they're not successful. So everything we do on the marketing front is to really help support our owners as much as we can and make their lives easier from an operating and marketing perspective, and just help their agency succeed. So I know that was a lot of information in a very short amount of time. But that is the HomeWell marketing approach in a very condensed nutshell. So hopefully I was able to paint a solid picture for you today, and that makes you feel confident in moving forward with us as a HomeWell owner. Thank you so much for joining us today, and let us know if you have any questions. And I really hope that you decide to join the HomeWell family.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mishelle. Yes, everybody, again, thank you for joining. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to your franchise development director, and they are happy to answer them. This won't be the last time you see Mishelle. So if you guys do decide to move forward, she is actively involved in our ELT and those decisions. So thank you so much, and we look forward to speaking with everybody soon. Have a great day.
Bye.